Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Now, if I focus on the game, is it gonna lag again? Fingers crossed, yes. The weirdest part, for me at least, is that when the lags happen and OBS stops streaming, I can't tell. It just simply stops streaming, and I could only notice if I look at the button and notice that it's no longer active. But the recording button is, which is weird. And yeah, I'm spamming everyone with notifications that we're live. I'm really sorry. Let's hope this is where we are. And if it doesn't work, then I don't know what to say. I can't possibly tell on the spot what the cause would be. But so far, so good.
Your recognition
Hey, Bebe. Thank you so much for the 72 months. What? God damn! 72. That's a number I didn't think I'd see. Yeah, it's been 6 years. Okay, I am filled with a feeling of joy as I look up at the dim ceiling. I'd cleared up the misunderstanding at the Sasaki's birthday party, and now people were flocking to Rika as usual. Although I'm a little sad that I may have fewer opportunities to interact with her, I like seeing Rika be the popular class president. Plus, I clutch at the downy, weightless comforter and bask in the feeling. Mairi, who did not know about the false suspicions, told me how wonderful it was that I had found the true culprit. Of course, I didn't do it for the praise, but to be spoken of so highly by someone I admire. I break into a beaming smile. If anyone could see me, I bet I would look like an idiot. But no one will. A hesitant voice whispers in my ear and I almost let out a shriek. I hurriedly cover my own mouth to stifle my voice and look towards the figure peering at me from the ladder.
Hanabishi-san! Mairi-san ga okite shimau wa. Okinai you ni tte nani?
I freeze when I see her serious expression, my mind going blank at all the possibilities.
ごめんなさい。こんな夜分に失礼よね。大丈夫です。お話があるんですよね。
She nods meekly and asks if she can get in with me.
どうぞ。
Oddly déjà vu moment. I can't refuse. Her timid expression relaxes and she dives into my bed.
近いんだけど。なんだか少し照れるわね。
Her whisper in my ear tickles. It's a single bed, and no matter how slim we are, two people are a tight fit.
抱き合ってる感じになってるんですけど。
Rika is leaning toward me, and her arms and chest are brushing lightly against my body. Touching me ever so slightly, I never thought I'd be so aware of it.
遅くにごめんなさいね。でも、どうしても早くお礼が言いたかったの。お礼って。もちろん今日のこと。二人きりで話したかったから、こんな時間になってしまったけど。
Seeing her fiddle with her braids bashfully, I hesitate over how to express myself humbly.
嬉しかった。白羽さんが私のことを気にかけて、あんなに親身になってくれるだなんて。ほとんどの人は話しかけてこなくなって、一部の人はそれでも心配して話しかけてくれたけど、白羽さんみたいに行動に移してくれる人なんていなかったから。花火師さん。ああ、ごめん。これじゃ陰口みたいよね。みんなの反応は普通だわ。 ただ私のためにしてくれた。そのことが本当に嬉しかったの。
It's like we've passed some threshold and she squeezes my hand. The heat of her palm tickles me and I feel warmed to my core.
みんなと仲直りできてよかったですね。ええ、新しい友達もできたしね。
We giggle. I'd seen the interaction between Rika and Yaegaki, but the other girl still seemed like she'd be a handful. But it had seemed to me a bit like a bratty child being scolded by her overbearing mother, and so perhaps the friendship might just work.
そういえば、八重垣さんに新しい紅茶の飲み方を教わりましたよ。え、どんな？私には教えてくれなかったのに。
Rika puffs out her cheeks adorably, and I tell her how to drink Russian tea.
へえ、ジャムを舐めながら紅茶をいただくの？クラッカーの添え物にあったいちごジャムで試してみましたけど、なかなか美味しかったですよ。そうなの。今度試してみようかしら。ぜひ。でも、八重垣さんから教わったなら、もしかしてからかわれているのかもしれないわね。
Perfect emote. I nod, thinking how it is entirely possible. We're about to burst out laughing, but we bury our faces in the comforter to stifle it.
今日は本当にいい日だわ。こんな風に白羽さんとお話ができるだなんて。
I'm the one who should feel that way, I think, but I'm too embarrassed to say so. Then the warmth of her smile fades and she gives me a serious look.
ねえ、白羽さん。助けてもらった私が言うことじゃないかもしれないけど、一つ頼みを聞いてくれないかしら。ええ、構わないわ。あのね、私もっと白羽さんと仲良くなりたいの。だから今お互いに敬語で喋っているでしょ。それをやめたいなって。
At first, I don't even understand what she is saying.
すぐには難しいってわかるわ。だからまずは私は白羽さんじゃなくスオさんって呼ぼうと思う。
Hey, hey, how are you?
だから白羽さんは私をリッカって呼んでほしいの。
Calling each other by their first names. Oh my god, it's so intimate. So naughty. Not only her cheeks, but her whole face goes red. And I say, my face goes red too as I deliberately call my Amitia partner by her first name for the very first time.
それは出会いの年だった。生涯を通してのたくさんの友と出会うことになったが、その中でも得意と思われる人物2人と出会うことになる。1人は禁止の髪のペシミスト、1人は銀紙の髪のオプティミスト。品性、性質、天品、何もかも違って見えていても、鏡に映ったいびつな心は同じ像を映していた。金と銀、彼女たちの出会いは二階屋の会。
I don't know what this is about. Chidorine is all emotional, and I'm like, what is this? Is this a quote from a book? Is it like a metaphor kind of thing? What's happening? Half angel, half devil. Ooh. Care for some more? A restrained voice asks.
ありがとう。
I hold my empty cup out to her.
今度はロシアンティーにしてみる？そうね。それじゃあそうしようかな。
My Amitia partner, who has become much easier to talk to ever since that birthday party, nods and pours me some strongly fragrant tea. Then she spoons some strawberry jam into the teacup and stirs. Oh, so you put the jam inside the teacup. I had understood that they just ate it on crackers, but okay, okay.
八重垣さんの言うロシア式の方が良かったかしら。あれはあれで美味しかったですけどね。
Yaegaki showed me her method for having Russian tea 6 days ago. It seems she'd been pulling my leg after all. The correct way to make Russian tea is to stir the jam into the cup, not to lick the jam while drinking the tea. But
お行儀は悪かったけど、なかなかない体験ができてよかったわ。
recalling how the two of us licked the jam as we drank the tea, I giggle. Okay. I take the cup she passes to me and have a sip. I feel that this Russian tea with its sweet strawberry aroma is better than usual.
内緒だから美味しく感じるのかしら。
Alright, there. Just as I think this,
私も。
Ringo, having joined the night tea party, gazes at us with sleepy eyes as she presents her cup.
あ、それなら私も。いちごねは共食いになるからよした方がいい。それを言うならリンゴはアップルティー飲んでるじゃんか。
Rika looks at the boisterous twins with a troubled expression, then prepares them some tea. In contrast, Mary interrupts them by shoving some homemade cookies into their mouths.
静かに。夜こっそりお茶会してるなんてバレたらまずいだろ。
That's right, after the birthday party, although Rika and the twins had made up, Rika was overly serious and unable to snap out of it easily. I proposed a night tea party with the Sasaki twins out of concern for her. Always a stickler for the rules, Rika rejected the idea at first. After I explained it all, though, she begrudgingly agreed. Obviously, I had to ask Mairi since we would be using the room. She agreed with an easy why not, and this is now the third time we'd held a night tea party. However,
どうぞ。リンゴさんにはリンゴジャムにしたわね。これで姉妹揃って共食い仲間。よし、双子は揃ってなくちゃね。
okay. So it's okay if you both do it? Rika asks as she takes a sip of her tea. There's something motherly about the way she looks out for the twins.
これならもう心配ないみたいね。
Rika was originally afraid it would be awkward since she'd gotten angry about breaking the rules. But now that we're on our third tea party, I feel like they're even closer than before.
私も仲良くなれたよね。スオさんも今度は他のジャムを試してみたら？リンゴ以外にもアンズやブルーベリーも買ってあるわよ。そうね。今度試してみるわ、リッカさん。
As we had talked about that night, we are now on a first name basis. It won't be long until we aren't just Amitia partners, but real friends.
そういえば部の先輩に聞いたんだけど、今度オリエンテーリングがあるんだってね。オリエンテーリングって？
I cock my head at this word, which I have honestly never heard before. Ichigo blinks with surprise and makes exaggerated gestures, asking if I really don't know.
だってほら、小学生の時とかボーイスカートの時とかにやったじゃない。あれ、もしかしてやってたのってうちの方だけ？
私の学校でもあったよ。校外学習の一環でクイズを交えたお遊び的なものだったけどね。白羽さんのところではやってなかったんだ。
ええ。
How could I know about this? I never really went to school.
でも意外ね。そういうのって子供の頃だけだと思っていたわ。 ミッションスクールでもやるなんて。
子供の頃にやった遊びじゃなくて本格的なやつだっていう話ですよ。
本格的って？
なんでもちゃんとした競技としてオリエンテーリングをやるんだって。地図とコンパスを持ってチェックポイントをたどりながらどれだけ早く走破できるか競うっていうスポーツみたいな感じらしいよ。
Sounds like a treasure hunt.
ちゃんと競技としてあるのね。
I've never done it, so I can't quite imagine how one would compete at it. If we're just competing for the best time, it sounds essentially the same as a marathon to me.
確かちゃんとした競技としてのオリエンテーリングはチェックポイントからゴールまでの地図読みやどう向かった方が効率的に行えるかのナビゲーション技術も必要なんだ。ただのレクリエーションじゃないんだよ。
That sounds stressful. Her explanation fills in the blanks for me. It isn't just a race. If we have to use the map to navigate checkpoints, then it's also a battle of wits.
なんだか面白そうですね。
学院周りの森を使ったオリエンテーリングらしいけどね。全校生徒参加だけど実はちょっと困ってるんだよね。
困ってるって？
オリエンテーリングなんだけど3人1組の参加みたいなんだよ。私たちと組んでくれるノリのいいもう一人が見つからなくて。
2人の調子に合わせるのは難しいだろうけど頼みっていうのは
だから最近仲良くなった人に頼みたいんだ。なので
At the word recently, Rika braces herself.
スオちゃんに一緒に回ってもらえないかと思ったのです。
Huh, me? I unthinkingly raise my voice. I'm touched and happy they're asking me, but...
3人1組って言っていたし。
Yeah, doesn't that make sense to do it with your amitié partners? Or like, what am I missing here? Surely it would make the most sense to be in a group with my amitié partners. There we go. Sorry, but I'll go with my amitié partners if you want me. Ah, okay, so it's a choice. And wait, I think I need to pick this one. Interesting. Okay. Ichigo leans in towards me earnestly, while Ringo looks up at me with large teary eyes.
わかりました。一緒に行動しましょう。
But don't they have a third amitié partner themselves, or how? Okay. I say.
本当に折り得てくれるの？
She has a strange way of shortening the word, and I feel slightly pressured. But I nod and say yes.
ちょっと待って。さっきも話していたけど、3人1組でしょ？なら、アミティエ同士で組んだ方がいいわ。私もスオーさんと。はい？
I ask, but her cheeks flush and she averts her gaze.
ういういしいですな。これが見られただけでもよしとしよう。
Seeing them nod at each other, Mayuri grins wryly.
そこまでにしとこうか。リッカもさっき言ったけど3人1組だろ。だったら1年生はみんなアミティエ同士で出るんじゃないか。省かれたら2人のアミティエがかわいそうだろ。
そうよ、そうだわ。
冗談だよ。初めからアミティエ同士で組もうと思っていたって。
Alright.
でもスオーちゃんとの友情を図りたくなった乙女心を分かってほしいな。私たちを優先して嬉しかった。
The Sasaki twins say with mischievous smiles.
そういえばさっき部の先輩がって言っていたけど2人は部に入っているの？
あれ、話してなかったっけ？りっちゃんさんには話していたと思う。
私も聞いてないと思う。忘れていたならごめんね、リンゴさん。
大丈夫、冗談だもの。
もう
Are they ever serious? Seeing the two of them joking around makes me realize how close they've become. I feel happy for them, but also a little left out.
それでいちごさんとりんごさんは何部に入っているの？
確か学院の部って3つしかなかった気がする。
学院公認の正式な部は合唱部と文芸部、それと天文部ね。どれも2人からはイメージしづらいけど。
ひどいな。2人とも天文少女なんだよ。夜な夜な星の光を求めて望遠鏡を覗いているんだ。
素敵ですね。
いや、この流れは冗談だよ。実際は何の部活なんだ？
もう通用しないか。私たちはね、なんと2人とも料理部に入っているんだ。
料理部って、学院には3つの部だけって今さっき言ってたじゃないか。さすがにもう担がれないよ。
これは冗談じゃないんだけど。
もしかして入部しているっていうのも嘘だったり？
信用してくれないよ。これが狼少年現象。
Yeah, pretty much. Seeing them half in tears, I quickly intervene and tell my media partner something I had heard earlier.
いちごさんたちが言っていることは本当なの。学院公認の部は確かに3つなのだけど、学生からどうしてもって申請があって、料理部、手芸部、美術部は部として認められているらしいの。
そうなの？
図書委員で美術部に所属している先輩から部の用事で何度か曜日を変わったりしているから。
なるほど。白羽さんが言うなら間違いないな。
でも佐々木さんたちが料理部に入っているなんて意外だわ。
そう？お料理のできる女の子って可愛くない？
そうかもしれないけど、女子校で可愛さを誰にアピールするんだよ。
先生とか？
Everyone is clearly thinking of Sister Basket, who seems unable to resist cute things.
まあ本当は部で作った料理を食べられるのが一番なんだけどね。
そんなことだろうとは思っていたわ。
We all have a laugh. Then sleepy-eyed Ringo sitting next to me takes my hand.
それでそうちゃんは何部に入っているの？
何部って？
With her drowsy gaze fixed on me, I'm unsure what to say.
もしかして冗談を返すのを期待されているのかしら？
The literary club? I'm not in a club. Okay. I guess, yeah, we have to pick the literary club. What? I look in her eyes and make up my mind.
その文芸部に。
Oh, okay, okay.
文芸部すっごく似合うね。確かにもともと図書委員だから当たり前か。
嘘でしょとか言ってくれないの？そんな、私たちアミティにも相談してくれないなんて。
いや、仕方ないよ。私たちだって個人的なことを全部明かしているわけじゃないんだし。
わかるわ。わかるけど、でも。
I am so confused. I don't understand why is this a big deal. I quickly flap my hand and tell Rika, who's looking at me like a sad, rain-drenched puppy, that it's not true.
冗談よ。文芸部に入ったというのは嘘。佐々木さんたちがやっていたから、私も冗談を言った方がいいのかなって思って。
Making Rika sad, the right choice. Okay, I see.
そうなの？なら、スオーさんは私へ黙って部活に入っていないのね。
She puts a hand to her chest and breathes, thank goodness. And I wonder why she's so relieved about it. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, why is this such a big deal? What am I missing?
白羽さんでも冗談を言うのか。ちょっとびっくりしたな。まあ私たちは忙しいし部活に入るなんて余裕ないしね。
はあ、本当に入ってないんだ。ちょっとそれってまずいよ。
なんでよ。
クラスで何かしらの委員をしている人は忙しくて入ってない子もいるけど、委員にも部にも入ってない子なんていないよ。
私は学級委員だし。
And I'm on the library council.
なんだよ。そんなかわいそうな目で私を見るな。
このままだとゆりちゃんはニートになってしまう。
ならんわ。でも委員でない子は全員入ってるって冗談だろ。
害のない冗談は言うけど、こんなことで嘘は言わないよ。ゆりはクラスに友達が多いからまだいいけどさ。
Oh my gosh.
趣味から友達を作ろうって考えるのは割と普通でしょ。みんなさっき挙げた6部活、もしくは個人でやってるサークルに所属してるよ。
そうだったのか。いつの間にか取り残されているなんて。
Mairi seems a bit shocked.
友達を作るのが目的ならもういいんじゃ。
Mairi gets along with everyone in class, so I don't think she needs to worry about that. The one who ought to join a club to make friends is me.
ねえ、よかったら明日の放課後3人で部活動を見学しに行ってみない？でもリッカさんは学級委員長をしているし。別に見学しに行ったら絶対に入らなくちゃいけないってものでもないわ。それにせっかく入学したのだもの。何か部活をやってみたいって気持ちもあるし。そうですね、いいかも。
ほう、アミティエが私を気遣ってくれた。
そうね、感謝しなさい。
Excited by the playful exchange between the two of them, the twins lean in eagerly.
それじゃあ明日うちの料理部にも来てよ。面白い先輩も紹介するからさ。
いちごさんが面白いっていう先輩か。
私としてもお墨付き。
I feel a bit nervous when Ringo gives a thumbs up. Something about an upperclassman I never met before is terrifying. Club activities. The old me never could have done this. This is progress.
どんな出会いがあるのだろう。
Nice. Unable to stop the smile from spreading across my face, I look down and stuff a spoonful of leftover apple jam from the Russian tea into my mouth. The next day after class, the three of us, as promised, arrive at the floor with the club rooms and step inside. We chat about what we see while making our way through the building for the first time, and at last we arrive at the door whose placard reads Cooking Research Association. I just figured it was a chatty laid-back club where enjoying yourself was more important than cooking. But...
これは
思っていたよりもちゃんとした料理部だね。
With aprons over their uniforms and serious expressions on their faces, the students are all working diligently. There are 7 members in total. One is skillfully using a knife to cut vegetables, while another rhythmically stir-fries something. A spicy scent wafts through the air and tempts our group. Oh no, Bea! Food incoming! Who have all grown hungry after class.
来てくれたんだ。
Ichigo whips off her apron and after trotting over takes Mayuri's hand.
やっぱり切羽詰まってる人は違うね。
そのネタまだ引っ張るつもり？
あ、リンゴさん。
Ringo also strolls our way as she rolls up her apron.
リンゴ、先輩に許可取ってきて。了解。
She gives a thumbs up and goes to speak with the short-haired student. I imagine she must be the one in charge. With a wok still in her hand, the upperclassman smiles at us after hearing Ringo's request.
見学させていただきます。
I say, and all three of us bow our heads.
面白い先輩ってあの人？
違う。桜木先輩はこの部の両親。
Conscience?
紹介したいっていう先輩は今日は来ていないんだ。掛け持ちでやっているからそっちと被ると来られないんだよ。
Sounds like an overachiever. 2 clubs? Okay.
そうなの。
Hearing that the upperclassman with the Sasaki's seal of approval is not here, I feel both relief and disappointment.
なんだろう。失礼だけど、珍獣を見逃したような。
A rare beast.
でもすごく本格的なのね。部活だと言っていたからもっと軽い感じだと。
実は私的にも入部するまではそう思ってたんだよね。おばあちゃんが料理教室をやっててお友達とのお話がメインだったからここもそうなのかってさ。美味しいお菓子を食べ放題だと思っていた。
本格的な調理法が学べそうね。
今月は中華月間。お菓子作りはまだまだ先なのですよ。
そうなの。お菓子作りもするならまゆりさんも入部してみたら？お菓子作りだけならレシピを増やすために入ってもいいけど。
She looks at the upperclassman cooking away.
料理はここで言うことじゃないかもだけどあまり興味がなくて。
そうなの？お菓子作りとそう手順は変わらないよね。
お菓子作りは作ったものを自分で食べるからいいけど、和食洋食は自分一人のために作るのはなんというか面倒というか。
お菓子も自分で食べるって言ってるのに。
Mayuri scratches her head, unable to convey her meaning. Seeing her struggling to express herself,
私、なんとなくわかるわ。
I say,
どういうことかね、スオちゃん。
私は祖父と二人きりだったから料理は私が作っていたんだけど、一人の時はなんとなく作る気がしないのよ。
I do understand this part, that when it's just for you, you don't really feel like going the extra mile and cooking whatever fancy, I mean, not necessarily fancy, but just chopping ingredients, seasoning, cooking, plating, maybe having more than just one thing on the plate and so on. I totally get that part when you're just for yourself. It's so much easier and less, I don't know, it's hassle-free. It's more hassle-free to simply just whip up something without going through the trouble of cooking it properly. But when you're doing it for someone else, it's a completely different story. There's a different kind of motivation there. It's about having a nice meal with this other person. So I can understand that part, but I don't understand the part of I can make cookies for myself, but I can't make food for myself. That I don't get so far.
一人だと簡単なもので済ませてしまおうとか。
Yeah.
ああ、そう。その感覚に近いかもしれない。
Mary takes my hand and nods, and I look down to hide my blushing.
確かに誰かに振る舞おうと思えば頑張って凝った料理も作るものね。でもこの場合料理を学ぶのは
まだ見ぬ旦那様のための練習じゃないかな。
This remark is so unlike Ichigo, and we react with a rather unfeminine astonishment? I don't know if I know that word. Is that supposed to be unfeminine, or is it just simply something I don't know? Okay. The other club members seem somewhat embarrassed too.
花嫁修行の一環としてね。それならわかるわ。
Misspelled. Okay. I'd be interested in cooking real food, not sweets. Yeah, me too. I mean, it's fun to bake, right? But I do it very rarely. On the other hand, I really enjoy learning new things to cook for actual, meals, not desserts. Rika is watching the upperclassmen cook as though she gets it now. I look at Mayuri, who seems to have a hint of loneliness in her eyes as she stares down at her hands.
で、どう？入部してみる？
そうね。
今なら入会金無料だよ。
There's an entry fee.
それは魅力的だけど、見に来た部活動はここが初めなの。だから他の部も回ってみて決めてみるわ。
Having gently turned the twins down, she turns her attention toward us.
長々いるのもご迷惑だし、それじゃあおいとましましょうか。
After leaving the cooking club,
料理部も驚いたけど、
手芸部もかなり真剣に活動しているのね。驚いたわ。
I look at Mayuri, who seems to have a hint of loneliness in her eyes as she stares down at her hands.
手芸部ってマフラーだとかテーブルクロスとかを作るだけかと思っていたけど。
人形まででしょ？まさか個人がぬいぐるみを編み物で作れるなんてびっくりしたよ。
I was also genuinely surprised to see them using hooked crocheting? Oh god. That thing, needles, to make teddy bears.
リカさん？
Out of concern, I call out to Rika, who is folding her arms and knitting her brows.
やっぱり
Knitting her brows, get it? Because of the crafts club.
無理って？もともと手芸には興味があったんだけど、あんなに複雑なものだと思っていなくて。
No tea? What? Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's just, it goes against all of my instincts because we do pronounce it in Romanian, so yeah. My bad.
マフラーやセーターくらいなら編めるかと思ったんだけど。
体験入部でやらせてもらった時、編み棒をセーターに突き刺してたものね。
Rika was clumsy with the needles, much to my surprise, and despite her best efforts, there was no way she'd be able to make something as complex as lace. She couldn't even spool knit, which is something even children can do. She just tangled the yarn into balls. Oh
憧
no.
れと現実は違うのね。
Oh.
向いてないんだわ。
Rika slumps her shoulders and I say, let's go see another club. You can do it, Rika-san. We can see another club, right? Yeah. I guess we encourage her when it's her route, but here it doesn't, yeah.
まあ人それぞれだし、他の部活を見学しに行きましょう。
Rika stares into my eyes as she takes in these words.
スオーさんにもアンにダメだって言われたわ。
Aww.
そんなこと。
I hold my face in my hands and cringe.
白羽さんは気を使ってくれたんじゃないか。趣味と仕事は分けた方がいいとも言うし。
まゆりさんもダメだって言うのね。
いや、それは
Maybe she's remembered the tangled balls of yarn everywhere, as Mayuri is at a rare loss for words. At Rika's remark and tries to cover it up with a vague smile.
でもとりあえずは様子見でいいんじゃない？結構お金かかるみたいだったし。
確かに。
I nod. I didn't ask at the cooking club, but I suppose the monthly fee would be quite costly. Although this academy has many wealthy students, there's an allowance on how much money we can be sent from home. So we have to be carefully what... Yeah. We have to be careful what was spent it on. What we spend it on? What... Yeah, I think that would make more sense, but okay.
そうね。 お茶会で振る舞う茶葉のこともあるし。
お菓子は私が作っていったり、みんなから徴収して買ったりしてるけど、紅茶は委員長の善意だものな。
The discussion has suddenly taken a serious turn. Game has a sad translation sometimes. It's okay, mistakes happen.
立夏じゃないけど、他のもいろいろ見て決めればいい。私としては次は美術部を見学したいな。
そうね。他の部も見に行きましょうか。
It's just that every time it happens, it makes me do a double take because I'm not sure if I'm the one misreading it or I'm just tired and my brain is trying to fill it in as something else than it's actually written there. So I have to like double check what is this, which is it. So yeah, that's the only thing. Erika smiles at last, and Mary takes her by the hand and heads to the next room. We're at the art club longer than at the craft club. Okay.
どうだった？
Erika asks Mary, who had been listening intently at the club, and she twirls her hair.
入部してみようかなとは思うんだけど。
She answers evasively.
何か引っかかることがあったの？活動内容があんまりだったとか？
先輩がどうだとか、油絵だけがやりたいから石膏はしたくないとか、そういう理由じゃなくて。
She holds back and we lean in towards her.
やっぱりお金がきついんだよ。
Yeah. Her shoulders slump.
まあ自分用のイーゼルだとか筆、絵の具、石膏とか素人目から見ても入り用だものね。
他に使うところがなければ美術部もいいんだけど、趣味でお菓子作りもしてるしな。あれも地味に費用がかかっているし。
I watch as Mary puts her chin in her hand and gazes out the window in a manly fashion. Money, I need it, but it's not important to me. I recall a line from a movie I saw a long time ago, Night on Earth.
まあ真逆の意味で思い出したんだけどね。何か言った？スオさん。
もしかして妙案が？
Feeling the pressure of Mary's sharp gaze, I hurriedly changed the subject.
そういえば体験入部の説明の中でラフモデルをやっていると聞いて驚いたわ。あれって専門の学校でなくてもやっているんですね。
I say this out of desperation, but for some reason the two look somewhat impressed.
白羽さんからその話題を振ってくるとは思わなかったな。
言うなら絶対まゆりさんだと思っていたのに。
Why? I only brought it up because it had left such a strong impression. Only now do I realize that it seems like I mentioned it because I'm interested. My entire face and neck turn red. Why does it seem that way? I fail to see it.
白羽さんの言うようにヌードデッサンまでやってるっていうのは驚きだったな。
If Mayuri had brought it up, then it wouldn't have looked like she's interested? Why? Anyway.
でもここって人里離れてるし、モデルの人を呼ぶの大変じゃないのかな。
週に一度だって話してたけど、そう考えるとおかしいわね。もしかして先生、生徒同士で順番ずつモデルになっているんじゃないかしら。
Because of humor, okay.
生徒がヌードデッサンのモデルに
Mayuri asks, astonished, and I immediately think back to the scenes at the dormitory baths.
集中できるわけないじゃない。
でも学院の立地を考えたらあり得る話なのか。でも
Next club, please. Mayuri gazes out the window as her decision whether to join grows more complicated. Then, with a smile like Yaegaki, she turns and questions me.
私が入部したら白羽さんも入ってくれる？
Oh, it's a choice. Oh god. Right, so we have to say that if you do, we likely do too. My media partner has invited me.
高坂さんも入部するなら
I answer. え
何かおかしなことを言ったかしら
Oh no.
正気なのスオさん今の質問の意図はまゆりさんもそうだけどスオさんもヌードデッサンのモデルをやってみんなに書かれるっていうことなのよ
やった、これで踏ん切りがついたよ。白羽さんみたいな美人の裸が鑑賞できるなら部費も安いってものだ。
So if Mairi joins, then it's because she wants to see the others. If Suo joins, then it's because she wants to be the model. How does this work?
あなたね
Ah.
お風呂場でも恥ずかしがって一緒に入ってくれないだろう。でも美術のためなら一肌脱ぐって言うんだ。立花もどう？入部する価値あるんじゃないの？
私は
Clearly they will not be joining the arts club. We can move on. I wave my arms and say no way to Rika, who is giving me an impassioned look.
よく考えないで答えてしまってみんなの前で裸になるなんて無理ですそれに私の貧相な裸なんて
To get naked in front of Mairi with her enviously beautiful pale skin would be psychological torture. I'd never be able to look at myself in the mirror again.
白羽さんが貧相ならクラスのみんなそうになるよ。佐々木さんとか幼児になっちゃうし。
スオさんのスタイルと比べるのはさすがに酷よ私だって水着とか体の線がわかる格好でなら隣に立ちたくないわ
Bear asking for science purposes, of course.
隣にあ、違うの嫌いだとかの意味じゃなくてもうまゆりさんが言い出したことなんだから収集つけなさいよ
Mairi smiles at the annoyed Rika, the way Yaigaki does.
そうだね。これくらいにしておくか。それじゃあ次は文芸部でも行ってみようか。白羽さんが好きそうだしね。
It seems like she's put an end to the discussion over whether we'll join the art club or not. I put my hand to my chest to help calm my palpitations and nod. Oh, Chidorin has fan art. We take a look at the Literary Arts Club and the Astronomy Club, two of the official clubs at the Academy. Then, as we're on our way to the final official club, the choir, I have a terrible premonition. I am about to remember her. Of course, a choir would have it. I hadn't realized it until now, but a place where people sang would surely have one. A what? I should be okay just seeing it. It's like an
あまり
instrument.
気にしないでいいよ
Or... I strain every nerve not to have my media partners notice. What's wrong?
いやいや、今日
あー
は最高の日だ。こんな美人と出会えたのだから。
Silver hair. I see. I see. Cute. An upperclassman appears suddenly and slings her arms around her shoulders, flattering us in an easy masculine tone. It's such bizarre behavior that I am at a loss for words, and my previous worry dissipates into this new one. Rika starts, but then the girl spreads her arms wide and bows like a magician to greet us.
僕の名前は八代ゆずりは。二階屋の会の会長をしている。まあ、生徒会のようなものだね。入学式の時挨拶したから見覚えがあるんじゃないかな。あ、それと当然合唱部の部員の一人だよ。
Excuse me. Just bumped into something on my desk. Her skin is porcelain white and her eyes are a steel blue. She runs a finger through her silvery, almost white hair, which I can tell is soft and silky. She wears her silvery hair in a ponytail that runs down her back, tied up with a big scrunchie.
こんな綺麗な人は初めて見たわ。
The clear lines of her body are womanly, but her cool gaze and manner of speaking. Unlike her looks, her behavior is androgynous, and her unexpected contrast makes my heart thump. I can't help but be captivated by her still.
さあ、それでは見学者の名前を聞こうじゃないか。まずはそこのメガネちゃんからだ。
私は
As I watch them exchange names, I'm dumbfounded at my first encounter with what is sometimes called a wasted beauty? Oh, okay, awesome. She's visually captivating, and I wonder if she's a mixed race, but her words and actions... Maybe it's just because it's the first time I'm meeting her, but her personality leaves something to be desired.
私は高坂まゆりです。3人はアミティエで。
高坂。ほう、コーカサスオオカブトを連想する良い名字だ。夏になったらまた遊びに来たまえ。
はあ。
それで黒髪美人の君は何というお名前かな。
白羽スオです。
スオ。ああ、どこかで聞いたことがあったような。
We exchange glances as she scratches her silver eyebrows with a slim finger, as though something were troubling her.
どうしよう。
初めて会う人種だ。一度出直した方がいいかな。
それがいいかも。
うん。ああ、すまない。つい考えに没頭してしまった。それで3人は合唱部の見学者ということでいいのだね。はい。そうか。残念ながら合唱部の部長はまだ来ていないが、まあ僕が許可を出そう。それで構わないね、君たち。
She calls the choir members behind her. Everyone answers yes in beautiful harmony. Personally, I get the feeling they are smirking.
それでお三方は経験者なのかい？見学に来たということ。い
え、そういうわけではなくて、ただ3人とも部に未加入なので、いろいろと見て回っていて。
なるほど。それでは不詳この僕が部の紹介をするとしよう。
先輩が
譲り派と呼んでくれ。
八代先輩が説明をなさるのですか？
最近の子はシャイなんだな。普段この僕が部の活動説明などをすることはない。ラッキーだったね、君たち。
Okay. We can only give vague smiles. Yatsushiro pushes aside her silver bangs.
それでは始めよう。
She says, Yuzuri has pronouns boku because she's based. Alright.
とまあ大体がこんなところだが、質問はあるかい？
いえ。
大丈夫です。
I take a sidelong glance as the two of them respond, still clearly overwhelmed. I can't hide my surprise either. I hadn't expected.
まさか真面目に案内するなんて。
Given what we'd seen of her already, even though she'd said she would give us a tour, we'd expected it to get derailed, and so we'd been caught completely off guard. Yatsushiro's tour had been witty, easy to understand, and it covered all the important points. I have a tendency to lose my concentration when hearing about something that doesn't interest me, but her explanation never bored me and left me feeling surprised and impressed.
二階屋の会の会長だものね。ただの変な人のはずはないか。
I shake my head again, thinking how rude of thought that was.
ん？何か質問があるかい？スオ君。
いえ、
Oh, sorry. My mistake. I seek backup from my métier partners, but they avert their gazes.
話されていなかったですけど、部費はたくさんかかるのでしょうか。機材が多いようですけど。
I just go on and ask, since the cost has been the main factor stopping us from joining the clubs up until now. For some reason, what I say seems to strike a chord with Yatsushiro. She leans in so close that she could kiss me. And stares at me intently.
なんでしょうか。
いや、今まで部費がどうのと聞かれたのは初めてだったからね。そういう角度の質問もあるのかと思って。なるほど。この学院に通っているからと省いていたが、盲点だった。
She nods, continuing to stare at me. Every time she bats her long, silvery lashes, I expect to hear the flutter of a butterfly's wings. My heart also flutters as I gaze at her pure, statuesque beauty. When are we dating her?
君、名は？
はじめにスオと。
適当でなく、きちんとフルネームで知りたくなってね。さあ、このメモ帳へ名前を書いてくれたまえ。
Why is the answer to how much does this club cost the question what your full name is? I'm suspicious. She's still staring at me as I take the pen and write my name. Then her eyes widen and she clasps an arm around my shoulders.
スオ。スオ。花ズオか。ああ、そうだ。確かに耳にしたことがある。ユダツリーの君だったね。
なぜ私のことを？
どうしてだと思う？
She raises a finger to her lips with a devilish smile. You're the upperclassman the Sasakis were talking about? Are you friends with Yaegaki-san? This is what I was thinking, but... Oh yeah, that's the choice I need to make. Okay. Because of the whole riddle with the flowers and stuff. That makes more sense. What if, I think...
ユダツリーと言っていたなら。
Yatsushiro knowing the name means she heard it from someone who was there. I look back at her as she stares at me and say the name of the classmate who resembles her.
もしかして八重垣エリカさんから聞いたのですか？
八重垣。ああ、謎解きの問題を提示した子だね。彼女も面白い。友人になりたいところだが、残念ながら彼女じゃない。
Alright. As I'm about to ask her who did, then, she removes her arm from around my shoulders.
佐々木いちご、佐々木りんご姉妹からさ。料理部で誕生日会でのことを披露していたよ。
Ah, right, okay, I see, got it. So that's why she's not at the cooking club. Got it.
話を聞いて、スオ君とは一度話してみたいと思っていたのさ。
イチゴたちが言っていた先輩っていうのは
僕のことだよ。合唱部と料理部、どちらも兼任していてね。まあ、こちらの方が主にやっているけどね。
そうだったんですか。
ああ、そうそう。それでユダ君の質問だったね。確か僕の3サイズを知りたいんだっけ？
Wait, what?
違います。部費の話を。
上から。ああ、そうだ。部費か。金銭面での心配はないよ。うちは正規の部だからね。お上からお手当がもらえるのさ。
Alright.
その手当からはみ出してしまった場合だけ皆で割って払うことになっているけど、僕が入部してからこっちそんな事態になったことはないね。
部費がかからない。
Yeah, that sounds very appealing, huh? Rika mutters, twirling her braids. For Rika, who plays for the tea party herself, tea parties, multiples, my bad, herself, this is probably a serious topic.
正式な文芸部天文部もそうなのですか？
当然文芸部は正本代くらいだし、天文部はかかる費用が高すぎて逆に生徒から徴収はしないよ。
What a joke.
うちに入る気になったか？
うん、私は。
ならメガネちゃんは？君は合唱ブルックスだろう。
勝手にらしい顔と言われても、でも
She looks around at the chorus, fixating particularly on the brass instruments.
少し考えたいです。
She answers. Yatsushiro says okay, then clasps her hands together and turns her gaze to the door.
それでは勧誘は部長にしてもらうことにしよう。悔しいが人当たりは僕よりも上だからね。
As usual, she cocks her head at words she does not understand. Yatsushiro goes to the door and waves her hands before it like a magician. The sound of the heavy door opening. There she is. Golden hair girl. Got it. A girl as pretty as a fairy appears.
なのかしら？ああ、だから君に後を頼みたいんだ。
Gold and silver. All I can do is stare at the two of them, talking, feeling as though I am unfit even to be in their presence. I empathize this to the core. So I empathize with this to the core of my being. Yes, yes.
あなたがスオさん？
I hear her speak my name in a cool voice, and the color finally returns to my world.
ごきげんよう。私はコミカドネリネ。二階屋の会の副会長。合唱部の部長をしているわ。よろしくね。
Her golden hair shines under the rays of the setting sun, as though it were actually made of gold. It dyes her pale skin in a rose sheen that only serves to accentuate its whiteness.
ごめんなさい。名前を間違えてしまったのかしら。白羽スオさんとおっしゃるのよね。
はい。
よかった。名前を間違えることほど失礼なことはないものね。
Her golden hair swaying around her hips and her pale eyes and eyelashes give the illusion that she has been dipped in gold. When she smiles, it looks just like something out of a fresco painting. Komikado introduces herself to me, and then exchanges greetings in a slow but proper way with Rika and Mairi.
驚いたね。まさか合唱部の部長があんな美人だったなんて。二階屋の会ってハーフやクォーターじゃなくちゃ入れないのかな。
All I can do is nod slightly at her joke.
あゆりさんやリカさんも美人だけど。
With her doll-like face, her luxurious golden hair, and her celadon eyes, the only way I can describe her is unique. She seems almost too perfect to be human.
私が部の案内をするのね。それは僕が済ましたよ。ネリーにはユダ君らへの勧誘を頼みたいんだ。
I guess the nickname is gonna stick.
ユダ君？
I can tell from her pronunciation that she has misunderstood. I shake my head silently, sorry.
ユダツリーのことね。お誕生日会での一件は聞いているわ。スオさんは賢いのね。
いえ。
ネリー、この敬虔な学び屋でユダなどという名を呼ぶとはけしからんな。二階屋の会の会長として苦言を呈するぞ。
You started it. What's happening?
この人。
譲り派はいつもこうなの。あまり気にしないであげてね。
I'm not so sure about that follow-up either. But when I see Komikado's smiling eyes, it doesn't matter anymore.
失礼ですけど、コミカド先輩は二階屋の会に所属されているということはクリスチャンなのですか？
そうよ。祖父父ともにカトリックの神父なの。だから私も幼い頃に洗礼を受けたわ。
そうなんですか。そのお父様が外国の方で？
Mm.
ええ、コミカドの家に婿になる形でこの国にもっと競技を知ってもらおうと目を下ろしたの。祖父は戻ってしまったけどね。
ハーフなのか。
It seems she really wants to know if Komikado is half or pure Japanese. Oh god, I didn't mean to do this, I'm so sorry.
確かに気になるものね。
Her... Ay, ay, ay. I've seen that before, but I don't know how to read that. Lapis lazuli eyes? I'm sure Bear will hit me with the dictionary link. Thanks in advance. Right. And soft golden hair glittering in the sunlight. I understand why Mairi had to ask.
おいおい、僕にはそんな質問はしなかったじゃないか。スオ君が3サイズを聞いたくらいで。
Bear got my back as always. Thank you, I appreciate it.
あら、興味がおありになるの？
違います。部のことを聞いただけで。
そうだったかな。せっかくだ。君たちも気になっているようだから僕のことも話しておこう。祖父が英国人で父はハーフ、僕はクォーターだな。祖父の血が色濃く出たようであまり日本人らしくはないが、これでもチャキチャキの江戸っ子だよ。
はあ、八代先輩もクリスチャンなのですか？
一応ネリーに付き合って洗礼を受けているからそうなるだろうね。こいつとは長い付き合いだし。
幼馴染なんですか？
Yatsushiro nods. It seems that way, but somehow they don't go together. Just then the lively conversation suddenly drops off. In the silence I look at Komikado, captivated by her beautiful hair. Mairi is the first to speak.
八代先輩は英国人とのと言いましたけれど、コミカド先輩はどこの？
そうだ、ネリーがどこの国を祖に持つか、せっかくだから謎々として出そう。ヒント
The
は
country?
最もキリスト教徒がいる国。
最も？
アメリカかしら？
でもコミカド先輩の雰囲気からしてイギリスも捨てがたいな。
スオー君はどう思う？
はい、何がでしょう？
The red sunlight reflecting in Komikado's hair seems to set it ablaze, and I am fascinated. When called upon, I come back to my senses and turn to Yatsushiro.
聞いていなかったのかな？
すみません。
Oopsie. Because of my hair, which, as my grandfather would say, is blacker than a wet crow. What? Oh no. I have an inferiority complex, and so her golden hair is just an object of envy for me. Aww. I'll say that. The black hair can be very beautiful too, what the heck?
まあまあ、いいじゃない。それよりも部への勧誘というけれど、スオさんたちは経験者なのかしら？
私は経験者ではありません。
子供の頃に地区の合唱会で少しだけ。
I glance sidelong at Komikado, who is asking Rika about her experience.
話した方がいいのかしら？
I agonize over whether I should be honest and tell her I have some experience.
でも演奏者として経験があると言ったら。
I can see it out of the corner of my eye, and it feels as though the very air around me has grown heavier. What, is it an instrument?
それで、スオさんは経験者なのかしら？
I can play a bit of piano. I've never done it before. Choice seems to be the first one. So is the piano the thing that she's referring to? Let's see. Questioned by those blue eyes.
少
Sorry.
しだけ。
Little bit. I answer somewhat vaguely. She raises a beautiful eyebrows. A beautiful eyebrows. A beautiful eyebrow impresses me further.
少しだけですか？花火師さんのように部ではなく地区の合唱会に参加していたのですか？
いえ、そうではなくて。
はい。
なに、言いたくなければ言わずともいいんだよ。何せスオー君は13番目の使徒だ。敬虔なカトリック信者は敵だろうからね。
譲りは
Frowning, Komikado reins in her friend, using a harsh tone of voice.
シロ先輩。
Honestly, I prefer the light-hearted teasing. Perhaps she noticed where I am looking as she draws near and takes my hand.
誰でも言いたくないことはあるものだ。口を閉ざしていいのだよ。
Her skin is as pale as her hair. I thank her, feeling a slight sense of relief from her guiding hand. Because of her warm words, I think I should be honest and reluctantly open my mouth.
母が音楽家でピアノを習っていたんです。賛美歌での演奏もしたことがあるので。
それじゃあ少しだけ弾いてみてくれない？
She innocently asks.
あの場所に。
I feel the air grow even heavier as I stand before the piano, my memories of which are entwined with those of that woman.
すごい期待しているわね、スオさん。
こんな特技があるなんて大したものだね。
What my MTA partners are saying doesn't register in my ears.
さっさと済ませてしまおう。
Can't get it over with without doing it. I do as requested and pull out the chair. Oh no, the music stopped. Oh no. Ah. I play a single note and feel the shadow of my stepmother closing in on me.
早く、早く。
I want to play well and get this nightmare over with. I am a 7-year-old child again. My fingers slide smoothly over the keyboard, just like back then. I intentionally immerse myself, creating a world consisting only of me and the black and white of the keys. Oh, that's so nice. If I do this, I can for a moment forget her and that shrill voice. Oh, that's so sad. The piano is such a beautiful instrument. To be associated with such bad memories, it's an insult to the piano. How beautiful. I think I hear someone whisper.
ダメだ。
I am not yet in my own world. The hateful instrument that binds me to that woman. The song is so beautiful too, my heart is breaking. But for now I have no choice but to do this.
そうだ、私は。
いいね。結構だ。これだけ聞けば十分。
The voice of Yatsushiro standing beside me brings me back to this world, and I raise my head.
さやかに星はきらめきね。もっと聞いていたかったのに。
すごい上手なのね、スオさん。
ああ、本当に。
Hearing the voices of my MTA partners, I finally realize it's over.
ありがとう。正確なタッチだった。なかなかの腕前だね。
はい。
I think to stand, but my legs are powerless, so I remain seated. I want to leave this place as quickly as possible.
ねえ、途中で終わってしまったけど最後まで聞きたいわ。よかったらもう少し弾いてもらえるかしら。
No, she asks. Once again, I feel the shadow of that woman draw near.
そうね、もっと聞きたいわ。
違う曲とかでもいいしね。
Their voices grow distant. As their voices disappear, another voice grows louder in their stead. Her reproachful tone. Cold sweat breaking out. What's wrong? My mouth goes dry. You don't look so good. It's seething forth. At the nurse's office. Nauseated to the point of helplessness.
嫌だ。
Envisioning my stepmother drawing in behind me. With my arms wrapped tightly around myself, I run from that place, knocking over the chair as I go. I feel my stepmother at my back. Faster. I run as though she is pushing me. It's kind of like a Your Lie in April moment, but seemingly much worse. I've got to get away from that place. But alas, no matter how far away I go, her cloud hangs over me. I feel the heat of her body on me, feel her odious breath at my ear. Am I still trapped? I put a hand to my thumping heart and look around. Lush greenery, so lush it feels garish. I breathe in the same air which had felt so fresh when I came here, but is now heavy with the scent of plants, making me even more nauseated.
ここは
I ran from the piano all the way to the greenhouse. I wonder, for a moment, if I ran from my stepmother and chased my grandfather's shadow. Then, arms wrapped around my own powerless, sweating body, I stumble around searching for a place where no one will find me.
ダメだ。消えてくれない。
I try to judge whether this is something I can overcome. Pale and sweating, I drag myself along deeper into the greenhouse. I find a space that can't be seen from the door and crouch down.
早く落ち着かせないと。
My Amitia partners and Yatsushiro and Komikado, they must all be worried. If I take too long resting, people might find out about this thing I'm carrying. Perhaps I thought too much as another wave of nausea washes over me and I double over. I curl over like a turtle in its shell, willing myself to calm down. I want this to stop, but all I can see is my stepmother's portrait. I guess I shouldn't have touched the piano. Just when I was thinking, she had gone. The sick feeling that comes whenever I feel that woman's presence.
吐いてうずきを止めた方が。
Yeah, I had bats needed stat. If I throw up, this unbearable nausea will go away, and I'll feel better. I know this from experience, but...
これでいいの？
My voice of reason, which had nearly disappeared, asks. I came to this academy to change, but is it really okay that I am still running away from that woman, the very symbol of my lack of change? I fight it, get it over with. Ooh. We fight it, we fight it. Oof. That's right. I came here because I wanted to change. Trust is very sad. Oh lord. So,
あの人が傍らにいるとは思ってはダメ。
she's separated from my father now, and no longer family. Our paths will never cross. She's just another person. So,
さっさと消えて。もう許して。お願い。お母さん。
I force out the words to the specter of my stepmother that clings to my back.
母って。
I hear a bewildered, questioning voice. Thinking I'm now hallucinating voices, I look up.
まよりさん。
The person I least want to see me in this condition is standing there. She is looking at me. I am looking at her. She's seeing me here on my knees as though I am repenting.
何をしているの？
Oh, feels bad. Rika leaves to go to the bathroom. The lively room goes silent. Mairi sits on the bed gazing at the bookshelf, and I stir in the chair gazing out the dark window.
どう思っているのかしら。
She has heard me beg my stepmother for forgiveness. After staring at me for a moment, she'd wiped the sweat from my forehead with a handkerchief. Then, offering me her shoulder to lean on, she'd taken me to the nurse's office. On our way there, and while I was being treated by the nurse, she'd said nothing. She just looked at me with an expression that was a complicated mix of sadness and happiness. Having heard we were in the nurse's office, Rika had come dashing in worriedly, along with Yatsushiro and Komikado. It seems she's not feeling well. Mairi had told them as they looked at me lying in the bed. She told them I'd gotten sick during the piano performance and rushed to the bathroom. It's not a total lie, but perhaps Mairi had been trying to protect my secret when she told them this. The president and vice president of the Council of Nicea? Maybe? I'll look it up. Had bowed their heads to me and apologized for forcing me to play on. And now, it's the first time I've been alone together since she witnessed my bout of nausea that accompanies memories of my stepmother. In the short time while Rika is in the bathroom, perhaps I should say something about the greenhouse incident. Yeah, I know how. I heard that they pronounce it a bit differently. It's hard for me to replicate. I will check it out and practice it. Sorry. Or perhaps I should just stay quiet. I don't know.
でも、話すにしたって、なんて言えばいいの？
Should I worry her with the fact that every time I remember my stepmother, who is basically a stranger to me now, I have a panic attack? If someone told me the same thing, I would have no idea what to do other than just listen. I appreciate you telling me, but what can I do about it? That would be an entirely reasonable response. No, that's an optimistic expectation. Really, it could be far more horrible.
白羽さん、
何かしら。
Mairi turns from the bookshelf toward me with her usual smile.
今日は冷えるね。春だというのにまだ冬を思い出すよ。寒くはない？
Is that like a do you need some cuddles kind of thing?
ええ、大丈夫よ。
そう。
I don't feel cold. But I wonder why I'm wearing sleeved nightwear.
温室での話をしようとしているのだわ。
Mairi turns from the bookshelf toward me with her usual smile.
白羽さん、言いたくないのなら無理に話してくれなくてもいいのだけど。
はい。
温室でのこと、聞こえてしまったんだ。あれは。
Her smile fades, and with sincere eyes, she asks, lie or tell the truth? I'm assuming we don't lie. Yeah, we don't.
まゆりさんに伝えてもいいかもしれない。
Perhaps I can try being honest with her. After all, she already overheard my words to that woman.
私、
They're wearing the same kind of nightwear. I guess it's just the spreads. I try to talk about the nausea, but my mouth will not readily cooperate.
あのね、
白羽さん、温室で。
お待たせ。ごめんなさい、待たせて。そろそろ消灯だし、寝ましょうか。
ああ、そうだね。
さあさあ、ベッドに行って、電気を消すから。スオさん、夜中調子が悪くなったら、遠慮なく起こしてね。
Alright.
今度は私が付き合うからね。
She beams at me and puts a kind hand on my back.
はい。
Rika a little bit oblivious and a bit too high-spirited for the actual mood of the room. It's not really her fault though. I answer, lowering my gaze slightly.
Mayuri san.
As we bow to Sister Basket at the end of class, my eyes follow Mairi. The moment break starts, she is immediately surrounded by chattering classmates like bees to a blossoming flower.
やっぱりきちんと話した方が。
She had tried to bring up the difficult subject with me, and with such sincerity. The moment our eyes meet, I avert my gaze. I should have said something yesterday when we were alone. If it's her,
でもそれも想像でしかないわ。
スオちゃん、どうしたの？お腹痛くした？
どうすれば。
at lunch break too.
お茶のおかわり欲しい人いる？
Even at the tea party, I don't know how to bring it up.
ああ、ありがとう。
She smiles slightly as she thanks Rika for pouring her tea. She doesn't normally break into big smiles, but when she gives her faint smile, it could light up a room. No wonder everyone is drawn to her.
今日は新しい茶葉を使ってみたの。セイロンのものだけど、わかる？
Mm-hmm.
そうなのか。うん、いつもより香り高い気がするね。
本当に？調子がいいんだから。ね、スオさん。
At this sudden question, I smile vaguely. My eyes naturally turn toward Mairi. Yeah, tea time. Her expression stiffens so slightly that only I would be aware of it, and she averts her gaze.
やっぱり。
And we'd just gotten close enough to talk with each other. I had wanted to be friends with Mairi, but it seems as though I've gotten as far as I will get.
へえ、リンゴの言っていたことは本当だったんだね。
何の話？
I ask, wiping the tear that had begun forming in my eye and putting on a composed face.
それはこっちの話ということで、お茶会の途中なんだけど、これから部活に参加しなきゃなんだ。
そうなの。だったら私からリカさんへことづけて。
違う違う。スオちゃんはこれから私たちに拉致されるの。
Captive. Eh?
先輩がスオちゃんを気に入っちゃってさ、連れてこいってうるさいんだ。だから行こう、スオちゃん。リンゴ。それじゃお先に失礼します。
何なの？
I leave the class president blinking behind me as I am pulled along by the twins on either side of me.
どうしてこうもうまくいかないんだ。
The president of the council of there it is. How did you say, Chidori? Nikaya? Okay. Groans as she glares at her burned Hamburg steak.
相性というやつかな。僕とスオ君はこんなに仲良しだというのに。
Her apron is so cute! So cute. I like. Yatsushiro says in a loud voice as she slings an arm around my shoulders. My cheeks turn red and all I can do is return a vague smile.
なんでこんなことに。
through many twists and turns, is how I could sum it up. I left in the middle of the tea party, sandwiched between the Sasaki twins, and marched to the cooking club. That in and of itself would have been alright, but on the way we had run into Sister Basket. It seems the twins had some prior arrangement with Sister Basket and she took them away. They had told me to go on ahead, so I'd trudged over to the cooking club. And when I'd opened the door...
どうした？顔色が優れないぞ。女の子の人ね。
違います。
Surrounded by other students, Yatsushiro's sharp eyes had spotted me, and she'd quickly designated me as her cooking partner while saying all kinds of flowery words.
私、何やっているんだろう。
I think as I'm cooking my own hamburg steak, all I can think about is how I can patch things up with Mighty.
ずいぶん暗い顔をしているね。本当にあの日じゃないのかい？僕は軽い方なのでいまいち感覚がわからないが、本当に辛いのなら言ってくれたまえよ。
Okay. That's a little bit forward, I guess.
心配をおかけしてすみません。
うん。スオくんが平気ならいい。しかしなんだね。炭になっている上部分だけ削ってパンに挟めば食べられるかもしれないな。ハンバーグとハンバーガーなら名前も似ているし。
She stabs the hamburg steak with the chopstick and gives me a mischievous wink. Ah, Chidori, I guess that's a good marker for it, I suppose. I feel relieved that she is as weird as usual.
少しは調子が戻ったかい？
はい、ありがとうございます。
なーに、今日は君がチャーリーで僕がエンジェルスだ。指導監督はスオー君なのだから、ビシビシやってくれて構わないんだよ。
A movie reference, she'll get this one.
チャーリーって。
おや、例えが分かりづらかったかな。海外ドラマだよ。割と有名だから知っていると思ったんだがね。佐々木りんごくんから君は映画や小説好きだと聞いていたんだけどね。
りんごさんから。
Ringo spoke about me.
僕も映画や海外ドラマが好きなので、りんごくんに壊れて貸したりしているんだ。君と話を合わせるために見ているんじゃないかな。
Oh, I just now noticed.
ものは友だね。
Sorry. I just now noticed this flower is beginning to open up. It was just a bud before. Interesting. Alright. My heavy heart lightens and I feel a little better. It warms my heart to know there is someone looking out for me. It's the visual cue that you're making good choices. Ah, alright, okay.
私をお茶会から連れ出したのも気を使って。
Ringo's face floats to mind, and I smile slightly and nod in response to Yatsushiro's words. She puts down the chopsticks and smiles with satisfaction.
それでいい。それじゃチャーリー、もっと簡単でお手軽な料理法っていうのを聞きたいのだけどね。
I draw closer to Yatsushiro, who is kneading a new hamburg, so I can show her how to do it. It wilts when you pick the other ones. Ah, okay. Did I really mess it up in the beginning so badly that it's only now starting to bloom? I probably did, didn't I? How to form a hamburg steak from the minced meat. How to make demi-glace sauce? Demi-glace, I guess. I even show her how to cut the vegetables. Although it's a process of trial and error.
見た目は美味しそうだわ。
She has at last made something that is presentable without breaking or burning it. Seeing that she has finally made something in the shape of a hamburg, Yatsushiro makes a dramatic gesture, like a Hollywood starlet, to show her pleasure.
さて、ここからが本番だ。
She solemnly takes a fork in her hand and puts a piece of the hamburg steak with demi-glace sauce to her mouth. She closes her eyes and chews.
ダメだ。やっぱり塩辛い。
She makes a sour face and takes a drink of water. I also give it a try after her. Yeah, food.
しょっぱいですね。
The saltiness spreads throughout my mouth. Putting sauce on it only makes it worse, and I too make a sour face.
レシピ通りやっているのに、なんで塩辛くなるんだ？僕の手から岩塩でもこぼれ落ちているのか？
She rakes a hand roughly through her hair, like a man would. And I put my head in my hands as well. Cooking is like a mathematical formula. The amount of heat, the amount of water, the right amount of each ingredient is set, so if you follow it perfectly, you should get the right flavor. That is why I don't know why it's turned out like this. It always puzzles me in movies and shows like this, when people who are trying to cook put either too much salt or too much sugar. I've never had this issue. I've never put too much of anything because I don't know, the way they're describing it, it's like you would feel when you put too much of it. I don't know. It's weird.
料理下手とは聞いていたけど。
At first she asked me not to be her cooking partner, but her coach. Yatsushiro said she wanted to learn from me because she has no cooking sense. I am perfect? No. No, it's just I feel like this is not really something to like so easily mistake. There are other things that are a bit more complex, like getting the right texture of thing or cooking something at the proper temperature and intensity of fire, let's say, in order to get it a certain way, in order not to overcook it or undercook it and stuff like that. So those are things that I would expect a beginner to get wrong much more easily than just, oh, I added too much salt, because it doesn't feel realistic that you would mess it up really that badly. Right? But, okay.
普段は器用で天才肌なのに。
And also the one that takes the cake is adding salt instead of sugar, or the other way around, sugar instead of salt. It's only funny in like movies and shows, I guess, but I don't know, how would that happen? Anyway. Despite her somewhat strange behavior, she is the president of the council of this thing. Her grades are good and she's a fast learner, so she quickly becomes a pro at anything she tries. I heard about this from Yatsushiro's faithful followers in the cooking club in the process of trying to teach her. They'd tried teaching her too, but it was no good. They'd told me she was in my hands now. Ooh. So I said it right the first time then.
凝った料理は無理でも定番の料理だけでも抑えとこうと思ったんだがね。
そんなに落ち込むことはないですよ。今までは焦げていたのに、今度は綺麗に焼けたじゃないですか。これは進歩ですよ。
Hearing my words, Yatsushiro, who'd been following her silvery brows, blinks, then smiles and agrees with me.
とにかくもう一度作ってみるよ。
Go for it. She shrugs her shoulders and flashes a smile as if to say, we've come this far, then takes the remaining hamburg meat in her hand. She kneads the meat over and over so it does not clump up when heated. She cooks it thoroughly until it's well browned. She then places it on the plate where she has already arranged some vegetables. When the time comes for the final touch, the demi-glace sauce, she looks at my face and with a grave nod pours it on.
さて
Oh god. Oh, bad. Suffering. Pain and suffering. I had a really good dinner, but that was some hours ago when, yeah, my stomach is like, yummy. I am not prepared. Oh no. She glances at me, then nervously cuts the hamburger in half with a fork and knife and dips it in the sauce.
では
Fingers crossed. Full of determination, she takes a bite of the steaming meat.
うんうん
She closes her eyes and chews well, then swallows.
どうでしたか？
しょっぱくない。
はい。
普通の味だ。はい。いや、美味しい。美味しいぞ。成功だ。
Nice! Everyone in the cooking club cheers. I too feel a rush of joy and put my hands to my hot cheeks.
ありがとう。今日は最良の日だよ。
She hugs me as a sign of gratitude, and I flail my arms. We're so close, our lips nearly touch, and when she smiles at me, I can feel my whole body get hot. Her mannerisms may be manly, but when she holds me close, she smells like a woman, and I find myself lost in the contrast.
八代先輩。
ゆずりはと呼んでくれないか。
Her words are sweet in my ear as her chest pushes against me, and I feel that it's even bigger than I thought. Okay. Why do I have to read this? Okay. Her chest pressed against mine is at least a full size larger, and so soft I could sink in. There we are.
先輩、もうそろそろ。
あ、すまないね、スオくん。つい嬉しくて。ん？
She stares at me gravely, then closes her eyes and begins to lean in. You're right, I'm not prepared. What's happening? If she had something on her cheek, you could have used a napkin, you know, but okay. I think she's going to kiss me, but instead she sticks out her tongue and licks my cheek, like a puppy, while I just stand there blinking in shock.
何を？
うん。失敬。頬にソースがついていたんだよ。
Napkins exist again.
そうなんですか。
I feel my entire face and neck start to sweat. She is gazing at me from so close that I can feel her breath, and I shrink back in embarrassment.
まだ取れてない箇所が。
Please use a napkin for God's sake.
大丈夫です。
残念。
Yatsushiro, who was about to lick me again, draws back and licks her own lips, smiling beguilingly. I wipe my feverish cheeks with my hands, and when I finally calm down, I notice all the other members of the club looking at me. Feeling all those eyes on me, I instinctively recoil.
どちらかというと被害者なのに。
でも今日は本当に良き日だ。何度挑戦してもダメだったことが実を結んだのだからね。ほら、僕たちのことはいいから、みんなも自分の作業に戻るように。
A cute apron gives you plus 100 points to the cooking skill. Oh, nice. It is really cute. I love it. Everyone does as she says and reluctantly returns to their own work. They'd been so busy watching us that they'd barely been paying attention to their own cooking.
スオ君、今日は無理を聞いてくれて本当にありがとう。
いえ。
She says as she looks down at her food, and despite her usual manic disposition, drops her voice. I cool my head, watching quietly as she cuts the hamburger with the knife.
これは一つ年上の老婆心から出るつまらない言葉だと思ってくれていいが。
Do you struggle with cooking, Moss-chan?
はい。
僕は正直、自分には料理の才能なんてないと思っていた。人間、得て増えてがあるしね。どうしても苦手なものがある。そうだろ？
ええ。
Yeah, but I really don't think cooking falls necessarily in one of those like categories of things that people can be absolutely hopeless at. Because it can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be. So anyone can learn to feed themselves. It's just a matter of figuring out what works for you. And I guess of watching step-by-step videos. That's how I learned. Because just reading it on a screen or a piece of paper didn't fully click in all of the details of what exactly you need to do. And just watching videos. That's it. So, yeah. This thing, I really don't think it can hold necessarily, have no capacity for cooking. Come on. I'm glad that she succeeded, and maybe that can be dispelled from her mind. In that moment, I think of Mairi.
だけどね、苦手だからと諦めていいものと、そうじゃないものがある。
That's also true. Yeah.
父や弟に亡くなった母の代わりに美味しい料理を食べさせたかった。だから苦手だ増えてたと分かっていても何度もチャレンジした。
Hearing Yatsushiro's sensitive story, I look into her eyes, searching for the truth. She's got raised, no need to cook. Her wives will be the ones cooking. I guess that's also one aspect. But people should be self-sufficient, you know. You shouldn't rely on others to cook for you necessarily. She stabs at her burnt, broken failures with a fork as she speaks.
だからね、スオー君。君にも諦めさせたくないんだ。
諦め？
僕のこれと比較するのもおこがましいだろうが、君の抱える問題と一緒だ。崩れ、しょっぱい思いを幾度もする。だけど最後はうまくいったじゃないか。
津代先輩。
Okay.
だから大丈夫。
She smiles amiably, then scratches her head awkwardly. I can feel my hardened heart softening under her words and gestures.
まあ、スオ君で言うところの卵を割らなければオムレツは作れない。というやつだ。
Ah, this is a very famous saying at my workplace. Everybody likes to use it. Especially when there are bugs in production. That's the analogy always used. Yeah, well, you can make an omelette without breaking a few eggs. That happens sometimes. Let's fix it. It's okay. She takes a line from the old movie All the King's Men, and I too break into a smile.
向き合ってみよう。
I make up my mind and accept the hamburg steak Yatsushiro offers me. Very nice. I take her advice to heart. I'll have a proper talk with her. I am full of determination. Undertale moment.
思っているのと行動に移せるのはやっぱり違うわ。
Gazing at the backs of Rika and Mairi walking up ahead of me, I let out a deep sigh.
せっかくの機会だったのに。
A few days after receiving advice, the perfect chance has come in the form of orienteering day. No, not has come, but rather had come. Orienteering in our 3-person Amitia groups. As Mairi had said before, the Academy's orienteering is the real thing. They gathered us in the auditorium, gave us maps, and then we were randomly assigned to 3 different locations. The first checkpoint was not very far. At the second checkpoint, which everyone must pass through, there were members from the Council of Nicaea? Okay, I tried. The Romanian word of saying it comes into my mind, but that's likely not it. They gave us a simple quiz related to numbers, the answer to which was used to guide us to the final destination and then back to the academy. We couldn't dawdle since there was a time limit, but the beautiful scenery would have made for a nice hike. I had thought stepping out into the wilderness with my Amitia partners would bring us together, making it easy to approach the topic, but Mayuri's attitude was the same as ever, and there was no way I could bring it up. I maintained a casual hands-off policy, trying not to be too unnatural so that Rika didn't notice. I tried to say something before we finished rounding all the checkpoints.
結局何も話せないままチェックポイントを回りきってしまったし。
I let out another deep sigh. I feel pathetic for being incapable of doing anything, despite the upperclassmen's encouragement. I had this chance, but I made no progress.
スオさん、いいかしら。はい。今からクラスのみんなが戻ってきているか、点呼を取りに行かなくちゃいけないの。
Perhaps she's been asked to do it as the class president. I ask if I should go with her.
平気よ。そんなに手間じゃないもの。二人はどうする？給水所に行くなら寄宿舎の近くにあるそうだけど。
そうだな。
She glances at me awkwardly, and I feel a tightening in my chest.
二人でいるのはいたたまれない気持ちになるわ。スオさん？私は花摘みに行こうかなって。そう、まゆりさんは？
給水所に行ってくるよ。喉がカラカラなんだ。
わかった。それじゃあ用が済んだらまたここで落ち合いましょう。
Rika waves her hand cheerfully and heads back to the auditorium. I watch her leave. I steal a glance at Mayuri, who, like me, seems to be somewhat relieved. After getting back from the bathroom, I gaze blankly outside with colorless eyes.
まだ早いかな。
The restroom had not been as crowded as I thought it would be, and I was able to do my business without having to wait. I need to head to the meeting place, but...
まゆりさんが困るかも。
Rika said the roll call wouldn't take long, but there's no way she would have finished faster than me or Mayuri, who went to the water station. If I went now, I'd have to wait alone with Mayuri until Rika returns. I don't want to run away again. Even though the upperclassmen had encouraged me, I can't bring it up. I am a coward. I can't go on like this. I feel frustration building up, but I don't know what to say. A sense of unbelonging swirls in my chest, threatening to push its way up into my throat. Suddenly, I hear the sound of water and look up. Drops of water are splattering the window pane.
雨だわ。
The raindrops patter against the glass. In no time at all, it's turned into a downpour pounding against the window.
これなら遅れても問題ないわ。
This pessimistic thought enters my head, and I feel relief in my heart as I watch students running to escape the rain from the hall window. I wait for the rain to let up. Even when the downpour eases back to a sprinkle, I wait for the rain to completely stop. Then I take my time as I head back to the meeting spot. I'm relieved when I see Rika there. Taking my time meant I avoided having to be alone with Mayuri. However,
まゆりさんがいないわ。
Rika stands alone at the meeting spot, looking bored. No, she is furrowing her brow, looking somehow worried.
スオさん、よかった。
She looks relieved to see me and trots over. Her panicked attitude as she lightly catches hold of my arms gives me a bad feeling.
高坂さんはまだ戻っていないの？そのことなんだけど、少し 問題が起きたの。
I wonder if I am right about this bad feeling as I watch her face cloud over again.
うん。実は行動へ転校を取りに行ったのだけど、
Oh,
そこで佐々木さんたちがまだ戻ってこないって聞かされたの。
そう。でも遅れる人だっているだろうし。
it's the Sasakis. They were probably just playing around and ended up late.
でも大雨が降っていたでしょ。だから心配になって探しに行こうってことになったの。
そう。
This doesn't sound good.
それで行動に2階屋の会の役員の人がいたから、佐々木さんたちの最後のチェックポイントの場所を聞いたの。
They say Nikaya. Okay. But yeah, that's I guess the Japanese way. But the last checkpoint were seen as okay.
クイズ形式になっているあれよ。その人はクイズの出題者じゃなかったけど、隣で聞いていて簡単なクイズだったから間違いようがないし、その番号を教えてもらって向かおうとしたのだけど。
I take out the map that I had not given back yet.
チェックポイントは13番。ここね。地図で見るとほら、沢が近くて
Oh,
大雨だとなお
okay.
さら危ないじゃない。だから向かおうとなって。
It's closer to Greek. Okay.
もしかして高坂さんが？
ええ、みんなで行くと時間がかかるから見客の自分がって、それで向かったのだけど。
She trails off again. I can tell what comes next. Dramas and novels usually go this way.
二重遭難になってしまった。
Mm-hmm. I see, I see. I struggle with phonetic reading, so it's hard for me to figure it out just by seeing it written out, but I think I see what you mean. But I will also look it up to clarify it once and for all. And we'll do the English one, I guess, since we're reading in English.
ええ、いえ、違うわね。二重ではないわ。
Huh?
佐々木さんたちは雨が落ち着き出した頃戻ってきたの。でも今度はまゆりさんが戻ってこなくなって。
Ah, the stress. Okay.
私が現実逃避をしている間に。
13番のチェックポイントはさほど遠くない場所だから先生たちが探しに行ってくれたのだけど、見つからなくて、もしかして沢に足を滑らして落ちたんじゃないかって。
そんな、まゆりさん。
Well, I'm almost panicked enough to rush off right this instant. Seeing Rika nearly in tears makes me realize I need to keep my cool for her sake, and I force myself to remain calm.
大丈夫よ、リッカさん。先生たちが探してくれているのならすぐに見つかるわ。雨が降っていたから木陰で身を潜めていて見つからなかっただけかもしれないし。
でも雨が上がってしばらく経つわ。戻ってきてもおかしくない時間だし。
That's true, I think. When I spread out the map and look at checkpoint 13, it's not even a kilometer from campus. No matter how muddy it was, there's no reason Mairi shouldn't have returned.
なら本当に沢にはまって。
She is a responsible person. Perhaps in searching for the Sasakis, she'd gotten too close to the creek and lost her footing.
最悪の事態を考えても無駄だ。
スオさん、
今できることを考えなければ。
I inadvertently think of that eccentric but reliable upperclassman. The one I had the chance encounter with after running away from the choir club. I recall how she'd said even the competent council of Nicaea yeah, members feel regret for their past failures and mistakes. Yes, everyone makes mistakes.
誰でも。
スオさん、 私たちも探しに行こう。ここで待っているようにって言われたけど、私。
そうだね。探しに行こう。でも、一つだけ聞きたいことがあるの。
何？
On the first twilight, put the stolen books on the bottom bunk. On the second twilight, those who remain shall tear apart the two who are close. Oh, good one, good one. Oh god.
二階屋の
Umineko is
会の
everywhere.
役員がチェックポイントを教えてくれたって言っていたよね。でもその人は本当の出題者じゃないって。
ええ。隣で聞いていて知ったって。
それじゃあ、出題していた当人は誰？
For a moment, serious Rika looks like she's about to snap at me for asking pointless questions.
もしかして、出題者はコミカド先輩じゃない？
For a moment, serious Rika looks like she's about to snap at me for asking pointless questions. Didn't I just read this? What's happening? I'm not stripping, right? Okay. Why are we saying the same thing? I'm sleepy, but I'm not that sleepy.
そうだけど、なんでわかったの？
I knew it. I'd guessed it from checkpoint 13. The quiz was supposed to be very easy. And then there was the number 13. Yeah, they made a joke about it being unlucky, didn't they? The question was probably about taboo numbers. If Komikado was the one who made the question, if I'm on the right track, I first need to know something about Komikado. If I know where Komikado is from...
確か、そうだわ。
I'd heard from Rika how Komikado had tried to have her guess where she was from in the form of a quiz. Ah. The question was, which country has the most Christians? That would be Germany, England, America, Italy. I have no idea. Which country has the most Christians? I guess the answer is Italy. Save. It's okay. The guide says Italy. I don't know how I would evaluate this. But okay, sure, let's say Italy. And the taboo number in that country is... Oh, there's a taboo number in Italy? Is it 13? No, it's not. It's 17. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have known the answers to these, Chidarin. Sorry, I'm just looking at the guide, because... The taboo number in Italy. Okay. I guess it's okay. I've never heard of it. Rika is looking at me questioningly.
頼みがあるのだけど。
I whisper into her ear. The humid air clings to my body, driving me crazy.
ぬかるみくらいどうってことはないけれど。
Yeah. I take out the map and check if I'm getting near the checkpoint. I cross the stream and pass a large evergreen oak. I should be able to see it soon.
青臭い、嫌な匂いだわ。
The verdant trees glisten wetly from the rain, and their lushness seems garish to my eyes. Even if the fresh scent of the forest smells too strong because of the rain, making me queasy. As I listen to the sticky sound of my footsteps, I wonder why I'm so agitated.
理由は分かっている。
Oh, is it Italy because the Pope is there? Is that why? I don't know. I wouldn't be able to estimate the amounts of Christian people in any country. I can't gauge that, much less compare them. But anyway. The reason why I'm feeling this way...
あの人のせい。
I head towards the Amitia partner that I had the falling out with. I feel that I've turned the resentment I feel towards the woman that's the cause of all this out onto this forest and in towards myself. You wanted to know what makes us human. Well, you aren't going to find it here. A line from a movie I've seen many times, Dark City. My stepmother had said something similar. Yes, she said the soul does not reside in the brain, nor the heart, but in the fingers.
音楽家らしい言いざまだわ。
Perhaps my gloomy thoughts have brought the rain back. I think as I feel raindrops bounce off me and fall to the muddy ground. I walk fast to shake off these negative thoughts. I gloomily take out my map and check the compass. I am in the vicinity of the checkpoint. I wonder if there is a place nearby where she might be resting under a tree. I shake my head to dislodge the raindrops and the strong scent of the forest. Then... oh. I find her, wet from the rain and sitting on a fallen tree.
まゆりさん。
What should I do when I find her? What should I say? All those thoughts fade into the distance.
まゆりさん。
Why is she there though? Why isn't she coming back? Did she sprain an ankle or something? The murky feeling in my heart dissolves completely as I run towards her.
白羽さん
Yes,
ど
pet
うしてここ
bats.
に？
よかった。本当に沢に落ちていたらどうしようかと。
ちょっと待って。白羽さんは私を探しに来てくれたの？
Yeah, clearly she needs pet bats. She disappears on everybody and she's like, oh, you came looking for me? Girl, of course.
そうよ。
I reply as if it were the most obvious thing in the world. Maddie seems like she's about to say something, but instead beams and thanks me.
助けに来てくれて助かったよ。佐々木さんたちを探しに来たのはいいけど。
Okay, she sprained an ankle.
まゆりさん、足が。
木の根に足を取られて少しひねってしまってね。途中で雨には降られるし。
There it is.
とりあえず雨宿りしようと足を止めたら、途端に腫れてきてしまって往生していたんだ。
I've had a sprained ankle, it's not fun. She tries to lift her outstretched leg and makes a pained frown. I rush to her side and examine her injury.
少し腫れているわね。でも折れてはいないみたい。
うん。2、3日すれば腫れは引くと思う。
Are like that's a thing?
いちご
Aww.
たちは
I guess they can be.
そのことなら大丈夫。佐々木さんたちならもう戻ったわ。彼女たちは4番のチェックポイントに行っていたのよ。
Maddie lets out a cry of surprise. I ask if she's met Komikado on the way here.
そうだけど、なんで知っているの？
出題者のコミカド先輩から直接聞いたから、ここのチェックポイントへ向かったのじゃないかって思ったの。普通クイズで不吉な数はなんて問われたら13番だと思うわよね。先生たちも13番へ探しに向かったし。
That's right. The quiz asks for an unlucky number. At the missionary school, most people would imagine the number 13.
そうか。コミカド先輩が出したクイズを聞いていたから、隣にいた役員は13だと思った。だからそう言っていたのか。でも佐々木さんたちは
素直に日本人的思考で4番だと思ったの。当然そこは正解じゃないから探し回った挙句に雨に降られ、
Got it.
雨宿りしてから戻ってきた。
そうだったのか。道理で行き違わないわけだ。
Mary snorts, her hair wet from the rain and sticking to her face. I wipe her forehead and cheeks with the handkerchief I have.
ありがとう白羽さん。でも一つだけ質問があるんだ。
何？
出題が不吉な数なら13番と4番を間違えることもあるかもしれない。あと例えば苦しむに通じる9番とかね。でもどうして白羽さんは 17番のここが分かったんだい？
She gazes at me seriously and almost a little apprehensively. That's right, I had used the compass and map to find checkpoint 17.
あ、ん？そうか。白羽さんもコミカド先輩に会ったんだね。それで17番だと聞いて。
いいえ、コミカド先輩には会っていないわ。
When I answer earnestly, her cheery voice fades and she looks at me with suspicion in her eyes.
もしかして私がストーカーだと思われているのかしら。
In the deep of the forest, with the sun starting to set, a warped misery hovers about me like a shadow. Yeah, she's the one who gets into your bed at night and whispers stuff in your ear and like scooches in the tiny bed. But you're the stalker. Come on.
あのね、勘違いしないでほしいの。なんで分かったのかはただの推理なの。
推理？
She frowns, drawing back slightly.
これじゃあ映画の筋通りだわ。
The famed writer Paul Sheldon, confined by the middle-aged Annie Wilkes. Or Wilkes? Wilkes. Injured legs, unable to move. That's the same, too.
あちらは骨折だったけどね。
She broke his legs. Oh no.
白羽さん？
What are you thinking?
推理ね。理由は単純なのよ。まずクイズの出題、不吉な数というキーワードと、
I act as cheery as possible so as not to frighten her.
私が以前聞き逃していたコミカド先輩の謎解き、キリスト教徒が一番多い国はどこでしょうかという問題。
以前合唱部で言われた問題ね。
そう、私はあの時ぼんやりしていて聞き逃していたのだけど、あの後リッカさんから知っているって尋ねられたの。
Rika indirectly to the rescue.
なんでって聞いたら、コミカド先輩の故郷がわかるからって。
Yes, all blonde-haired, beautiful ladies come from Italy. Our past two VNs confirm that.
それで？
答えはイタリアよ。ローマは最もカトリックが多い都市。つまりコミカド先輩のルーツはイタリアだということになるわ。
I'm giving her all the right answers, but she's still frowning at me suspiciously. It's a look that says, what on earth?
あのね、カトリックが多いイタリアではおかしなことに意味数が13ではないの。
Ah, okay, right, there we go. Nice.
17なのよ。ローマ数字で書くと普通に17となり、これを並び替えるとこうなるの。
Oh. I write the Roman numerals 17 and what on God's green earth is that one? How do you read that? Okay, that. Okay. With the fallen branch.
ラテン語でそのローマ数字を表す意味は、私は生きているの直接交換量になって、
Okay.
私は生きることを終えたという意味になるの。だからイタリア人は17を嫌う。
That's such a stretch though. But okay. People are superstitious about a whole lot of things. The United States has the largest Christian population in the world, followed by Brazil, Mexico, Russia, and the Philippines. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I understand. I didn't know how I'm supposed to read that. Vixi. Okay. I can understand. It's a verb in Latin. Got it.
そうか。コミカド先輩のルーツはイタリアにある。だからクイズの出題で不吉な数の答えを17とした。
つい生まれた国でのことが口についたのよ。
Maybe the question is badly phrased. The amount of, like the total number of Christians. Maybe that wasn't what the most, I don't know. the best way to put it. Maybe the total number is not indicative, but I don't know. I guess he was trying to point out the Vatican, right? The Pope is there. Something that, but the phrasing is kind of unfortunate, I suppose.
たまたま私はミミカズのことを知っていたから17番のチェックポイントを探しに来た。思いつきが正しくてよかったわ。
We found Mary. She's okay. Is that right? Says Mary, heaving a long, deep sigh.
少し神経質になっていたようだ。すまないね、白羽さん。
いいの。逆の立場ならおかしいって思うもの。
よかった。口を塞がれるのじゃないかと思ったよ。
What? She smiles as she says it, but I freeze. I know she's joking, but it's dug up the incident from that day. Seeing me go silent, Mary also holds her tongue. But even though she remains silent, her expression doesn't change as she regards me like a mother watching over her child.
告白しよう。
Ooh. Right now, in this intimate setting, I will tell her everything. And maybe she'll accept me.
あのね、王室のことなのだけれど。
白羽さん。
She runs her hands through her wet hair and shakes her head.
その話はやめない？
Ay. She asks.
あ、違う。興味がないとか聞きたくないとかじゃなくて。
With her hands still in her hair, she scratches her head.
私は、全部晒す必要はないっていうか、いや、知りたくないってことはないんだ。でも、
Basically, you don't owe me an explanation for your private, very deeply personal struggles. Yeah, that's fair.
そんなに辛い顔してまで話す必要はないと思うんだよ。人間一つくらい秘密にしたいことはある。
Yeah.
私だって知られたら死んでしまいたいような秘密はあるよ。
We all do. Mary's secret.
たまたま白羽さんの秘密に触れるような機会があったけれど、話してくれなくていいんだ。
I like Mary.
すべてを明かすことが正しいとは思えない。私はね、白羽さん。
She looks straight at me, as though trying to convey her hidden determination.
過去の白羽さんより今の白羽さんとの今を大切にしたい。何を抱えていようが、私のために知恵を絞って助けに来てくれる。そんなアミティエとの今を大切にしたいんだ。
Cute.
まゆりさん。
For some reason, my whisper makes her giggle. She then lifts herself off the tree stump and puts weight on her leg.
危ないわ。
そろそろ戻ろう。体が冷えてきたよ。肩を貸してくれるかい？
That's gonna be quite difficult in the mud and stuff, but yeah. At her request, I rush to take her arm. Yeah, she's sweet. This is Mary's theme song? Aww. Super sweet.
ありがとう、スオさん。
She squeezes my hand like a handshake.
今。
お返しだよ、スオさん。
Being called by my given name for the first time, I feel my heart, which had been shrouded in mist, fill up with cold. And in the same way, the rain starts to let up too. I nod and say my Amitia partner's name. Cute!
「悪魔と青く深い海の間で」という英語の慣用句がある。後がない、切羽詰まった状況に使われる表現だ。青い海に飛び込み、身を投げてしまった女性。後ろには悪魔、前には青く深い海がという状況であれば、悪魔に食べられたくない女性は 時として深い海の方が魅惑的に感じるという。どちらを選んでも救いはない。これから始まるのは優しい悪魔のささやきと絶望の海への選択。救いのない二つの問いに迫られる始まりのお話。
That doesn't sound very fun. A beautiful dance with her. Okay. Well, we can leave it perfectly here, the beginning of the next chapter. Oh no? Oh no! Oh no. Arcana's one, yes. Yes. Indeed, it's a reminiscent of that. Okay. Save. There we are. We'll see what that's about next time. Romania has the highest percentage of Christians after the Vatican. Oh, okay. Interesting, I did not know that. Where am I? Over here. Here we go. 99% of all people. I don't know about those percentages, Clinton. If that's what the wiki says, I don't know if I have information to contradict it. Christianity is quite prevalent in Romania. We're mostly Orthodox, but there are Catholics as well. And everybody baptizes their children. So even if those children grow up to not be practicing Christians, technically they are Christians because they're baptized. So I guess it also depends how you define a Christian. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, thank you for tonight. Really, really sorry about the technical difficulties in the beginning. I still have no idea what I did that fixed it. I tried multiple things. I changed the server from which I was streaming. I updated OBS in case, I don't know, that was the thing. In case there was some fix there that I was missing. And I opened the game and loaded the save before I started streaming, because the moments when things dropped was when I was starting the game or when I was trying to load the save, which I don't know why that would crash stuff, but it seemed like a potential cause. So I did all of those and it seems to have worked. So yeah, I'm happy because I wouldn't have wanted to skip because of like something that I don't even know what the cause of it was. Yeah. That would make it incorrect record holding? I don't know, it depends like what you define a Christian by. Because the simplest definition is someone who is baptized in that religion. And by that view, most people are. I mean, I don't know, what is the simpler definition for Christians then? Although I don't necessarily want to dive very deep into this topic. Yeah, lewd stuff like calling each other by the first name. I seem to be correct. Well, yeah, it was just an educated guess. Yeah, let's pretend that didn't happen. Ay. Alrighty. Yeah, so tonight has been nice. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, sorry for the struggles and for that pushing us a bit out of schedule, but I appreciate you sticking by. Oh, Clint. Ay. A Christian is someone who identifies as a Christian. Okay. That can be it, I guess, as well. It's kind of hard to define that in an official way. But I guess if we're just defining it in terms of a poll and you ask people and they say yes or no based on whatever they feel like they are or aren't, then that's fair game. Yeah. Anyways. It was Italy in 17 and now we know why. And that's all right. I'm fine with that. I don't particularly feel like dwelling over that mystery. That's what sociology thinks. I don't have arguments to dispute it, nor do I have the interest. So it's okay. In Sweden, you have to be part of the Swedish church if you don't count as Christian. If not, you don't count as Christian. Okay. What does it mean being part of it? What does that entail? Anyway, from that, new patch dropping tomorrow on Honkai Star Rail. Yeah, stream this weekend. Maybe. I'm down. And yeah, I'm gonna have to go rest and check it out quickly in the morning while I have my breakfast before work. I'm looking forward to it. Firefly, yes. Looking forward to it. Although it take a long while from then on to actually use her, but that's okay. That's okay. Everything in due time. Yeah. So I'm excited for that, and like a child anticipating Christmas Day, I'm gonna go sleep so that it comes faster. Thank you so much for joining. This has been a really sweet, fun time, and I'm looking forward to more of this on Thursday. Until then, take care. They say the patch is about Jado. Ah, okay, the story. We'll see. It will be the longest 6 hours. Yeah. Yeah. I hope to sleep them very deeply and then wake up rested enough to enjoy it. Yeah. I suppose we will chat about that in the Discord tomorrow. No, it's okay, Chidorin, don't worry. Yeah, thank you. You as well, whenever you get the chance to check it out. Okay, for now, I say goodnight. Thank you so much for joining me. See you again on Thursday. And yeah, maybe we'll stream Honkai this weekend. Love you. Bye-bye and good night.